welcome to Literally Speaking. It's the festive time of the Chinese New Year, and it is also during this time that we face a lot of family reunions, friends reunions, a lot of going out and fellowshipping with one another. And it is also during this time that sometimes the discussion can skew in a manner that is not very nice for you. It often puts you in a rather awkward position at times, and the things that they ask you wants to make you disappear from the room.
But fret not, in today's video, Seki and myself will share on how you can speak unprepared and answer these tricky topics. But even if you don't celebrate Chinese New Year, I'm sure that the advice we share today will be able to guide and help you in the future beyond this Chinese New Year festivity, whether you speak in public or in private.
So, are you ready? Let's keep it rolling and go to our first tip. The first thing that we do is to listen to what is being discussed. Now, it could be something that is relating to you or not, but take some time to understand what you're listening to. Not too long, because your audience is probably waiting for a response from you. So, the best way to respond when it comes to this type of things would be to either speak on the topic, against the topic, or around the topic. Now, what does it mean to speak on, against, and around? On and against is pretty much straightforward. Either you support the notion, you are against the idea, and therefore you are presenting your findings as to why you support or go against that particular subject. Now, what does it mean to speak around the subject? When this will take a little bit more skill, because it requires you to give an answer that doesn't really answer the question. It's like you're dodging the subject and you are answering without giving a proper answer. Take, for example, in this situation. Now, assume that I am a rather bad cook. And on that note, I think that I'm a rather good one. I invited Ben to come over for dinner, and reluctantly he has agreed. So after the dinner, I would ask, "So Ben, what do you think of today's wonderful dinner? Fantastic, isn't it? I tried out a new recipe."
It reminds me a lot of my mother's cooking.
By answering like how Ben did. He neither said that my cooking was good, nor was it bad. Not saying that it was good keeps his integrity and honesty in check. But at the same time, not saying that it's bad did not hurt my feelings. So what happened here? Normally, in most cases, people tend to relate their mother's cooking as one of the best cookings that they've ever tasted before. That's the common thing. But whether that's true, it is debatable.
But cooking aside, Seki has shared valuable insight on how one can approach a topic. But to back up your claim, whether you speak for, against, or around the topic, it begs the question: should you come up with things on the spot, or should you speak with more substance? Now, Seki and myself are a firm believer of speaking with substance rather than fluff. Now, this is not to say that coming up with things on the spot is not a valid technique. Rather, we feel that in an extemporaneous topic, it is easier and also better to use your personal experience and knowledge to help add substance as your content to your topic. The second reason would be that when you speak with substance, it is a lot easier to stimulate the audience mind intellectually. Normally, these sort of impromptu topics are a lot shorter compared to prepared speeches. Now, in a prepared speech with the luxury of preparation, we can definitely craft a speech that engages and tug the audience heartstrings. Unfortunately, for this impromptu situation, we don't have that privilege, and thus, with substance, we feel that it's better to stimulate the audience's mind intellectually rather than emotionally. So let's come back to the example that Seki brought up. But this time around, I'm the bad cook who thinks he is an awesome cook, and I have Seki tasting the food that I just cooked. So Seki, how do you find the dinner? Isn't it fantastic?
It definitely reminded me of my mother's cooking. And I would remember back when I was young, I would see my mom take so long and so much time and effort to prepare dinner for the whole family. And when it came time for us to eat as a family, I remember eating so fast that I would normally be the first to finish my dinner.
But in this scenario, Seki is wolfing down his food at an immense speed, not because it tastes like his mother's cooking, but because he wants to escape this suffering. So in this scenario, Seki has demonstrated how he can speak with substance by pulling an actual memory together with his approach of speaking around the topic. And the result, Seki was able to keep his reputation intact, and my feelings were also protected.
Well, we hope that you've learned a thing or two in this episode today. Now, that is not to say that these are the only two ways to attempt something that is on the fly. We welcome any of the suggestions that you may have that worked for you. And if you do have a very good idea, leave it in the comment down below so that everyone else who's reading will be able to see and to learn from you as well.
And also, don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to us if you haven't, and we look forward to having you join us again in our future videos.
Till then, keep learning,
Keep enjoying,
and keep watching Literally Speaking.